So yeah, there you go. So look, this is going to be mute. It's going to go, you know, it'll be fine in a couple of weeks. It'll be fixed, but it just shouldn't be released like that. I mean, it's not a me problem, is it? It's not a you problem either. It's a their problem. Really? $70? Madness. But it's all down to this amazingly modeled, study level 3D cockpit that allows you to really fly the 737 in your own home.
Nevertheless, grave danger, I fear, in his training.
it. I took this during Discord, and I'll have some odd random stream during the week, and I'll see you then, folks.
Yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time.
And we will certainly make some special goodbye then, folks. See what happens. The sea is climbing all over the place. No wonder I'm crashing my right, those buttons. It's time for us to sign off. I think she wants a treat. Do you want a treat with the buttons? Do you want a treat? Okay, just look at me until I actually get off the stage. Excellent, folks. Pleasure as always. Me too. See you next time.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good night from wherever you are. We're in Madeira, very interesting airport, and we're going to Gran Canaria, another interesting airport right by the coast. I thought that would be a bit of fun. I haven't done any flight planning, so we're going to go through the whole amount, but with diligence and steadfastness. Here we are. This is an interesting airfield because, as you may or may not know, it's long enough, but they've kind of, you know, they have, let me just speed up the camera here a little bit so we can have a look at the scenery, have a look around the scenery. Oddly enough, they got traffic going over the Asobo scenery there, you know, or did I pay for this one? I don't know. I paid for very few, so it's unlikely, but that looks fabulous. You know, they built the whole end of the runway, you know, which is pretty cool, I feel, you know, isn't it? Yep, that's what they've done, and it's a really cool looking airport, I have to say. A little harbour there for, I don't know what's going on there with the harbour. Is there a harbour in there? Some rich people's boats, how do they get to it? Go underneath. Oh, there's a road underneath. Okay. So yeah, that's how the other half live, folks. You know, it's such a small island, really. It's a very small island. They haven't done a great job with the rivers, but it is a tiny island, you know. And they got this nice airport. You see, it's all the rich go here, isn't it? You know. But anyway, it's a nice airport, stunning scenery, and we are going to go to the Gran Canaria, folks. So I'm in Iberia aircraft for shits and giggles. Also, we have, this is real world traffic. We got a private jet there, we've got EasyJet, and we got a jet2.com. One departed there earlier on, very interesting. So it's real world traffic. Happy days. So let's hop into the cockpit. Well, actually, before we hop into the cockpit, let's get our flight plan organised, shall we? Won't take long at all. Sim brief. Sim brief. There we go. New flight, please. Yep. Not worried about the. Oh, not worried about the airline. We're only concerned about the departure and arrival, really. LPMA. To Golf Charlie Lima Papa. Let me just double check that. That'd be a disaster if I got that wrong. Lima Papa Mike Alpha to GCLP. Golf Charlie Lima Papa. Great. It's got our alternate here. Oh, someone, thank you very much. Someone sent me a text there the other day. A message. I think I replied to you. You know, that other day I in Dublin was crashing. And I should use my alternate, really, shouldn't I? Yeah. I haven't done that yet, but we're going to do a hold today. Hopefully, possibly. It's my first time doing a hold. A320. This one here. There we go. And that's pretty much all you need to do. I'm going to get rid of these guys here. Don't need that. So we're going to depart. I'm going to take it a bit slower today because I find myself rushing it. Just to keep the thing going, you know. So let's just slow down a little bit. So we're going to depart on runway 05. And we're going to arrive into 03 left. Okay, 03 left. Winds must be northerly. 03 left. It's put on random weights and fuel. It's put on fuel. I'll take some extra fuel. Take a ton of fuel just in case. You never know. Now, let's have a look at our departures and arrivals. I'm going to take the longest one here. Let me just see here. Going up here. Zoom in a bit here. Okay, it's got to turn out there. Fine. Okay, well, let's go with what it's given us, shall we? Let's go with what we've been given. And work from there, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate the flight plan. Boom. Yep. Pops up into the cloud, and in the Fenix you link to your SimBrief account just by logging in, and it's there waiting for you. Easy. Once you know, because I didn't at one point. Let's just say hello to everybody first, shall we, before we hop into the cockpit. Let me get my window sorted here. Boom. Boom. We got Jenny F. Morning all. Johnny F. 73 says, my son flew to Foscacci, is it? This year, 3 go-arounds and landed at the island just to the northwest of here. Oh wow, okay, cool. He also says, I was following the flight and rang him. Oh, he's following the flight. He didn't know they hadn't landed at the right airport. An hour or so later, they landed safely at Fingil, or whatever that is. I can't pronounce it, my apologies. Apparently the pilots thought then they could land, but ATC overruled. Okay, so yeah, interesting flight. These things happen. Things get messy, don't they? And on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube. Oh god, we got lots of people on YouTube. In car. Happy Friday, and happy Friday to you. This is my end of my 3rd week doing the Airbus, folks. I've got some plans that are coming up. We'll talk to you about the cruise. It's going to be a very short cruise, actually, I think. Thank feck it's Friday. Perpetual Omega says yes, absolutely. Thank God it's Friday. Clappy D, good morning to you. You're saying hello to each other there. Happy days. Mike and YouTube's here. Morning. Got my head under the bonnet. Loading the latest NVIDIA driver. Fingers crossed. Yes, that will help you, Mike and YouTube, because I did the same after the update 10, and it was a huge improvement. Clappy D, yeah, it's Friday. That's thank God. Everyone's delighted it's Friday. And Mike on YouTube saying, I admire your confidence in car. You're chatting amongst each other. Great. Cheddar Keys also with us. Good morning, Grub says. And Producer Bubbles. Producer Bubbles. Actually, not a bad name. Bubbles. Or dog. Let's see how Producer Bubbles is getting on. She's just having a little nap. Now, the great news is, if you're watching yesterday's stream, okay, buttons. Buttons, not bubbles. That's okay. It's just a typo. Buttons got under the cables, and it's just sitting there waiting for it to happen, really. And as you may remember, I think it's happened twice in the last year or so, that she steps on some cable and it disconnects all the equipment. So I was coming in for a final approach. I had no throttle. That was disconnected. I was right on final, and the mouse broke as well, so I couldn't use the mouse and I couldn't use the throttle. So I had to jump up, plug out the USB, plug it back in again while the airplane was going all over the place. Then I had to run out, get another mouse, which I have a new mouse here. The other mouse was a cheapie, no good mouse. I got a gaming mouse, which I had actually as a backup, you know. But anyway, the main problem is that I didn't tidy up the cables off the floor, you know. And I went during the break yesterday between the 11 and 5 o'clock stream. I rushed down to the shops. I got a table and I lifted them all off the floor. Now it does look a little bit messy. Now I don't know if you can see it in the camera because I haven't got it set for that, but it's a little wicker table. Yeah, see the wicker table? So it's just all piled on top. Now it is untidy, but I can't see it. That's fine. Oh, excuse me. Now I could go getting all these cable ties and having everything nice and neat, but the problem is I can't just hop up and change, take a cable out, put it back in again. It's all very messy. I'm not really willing to do that. As long as all the cables are messy but I can't see them, that's fine, because they're messy by nature. But the wicker table is gas. I went around all these furniture shops and all these little tables, they were like €150. I saw a bedside table for €160, and some cheap shop, like, you know, those cheap shops. There's loads of shops here in Wexford, and I couldn't find any. So I went into this last place, and they're all 150 quid. So I saw she had this wicker table beside her with a cup of coffee on it, and I said, how much is that one? And she goes, well, that's not really for sale. I said, well, everything has its price. She goes, 20 quid. I'll give it to you for 20 quid. So I got the table for 20 quid. It's a nice wicker table, you know, 20 quid. So that's good news. So no more problems with the cables, thankfully. I'm producing buttons, because it really messed up the stream last night and I was very upset about it. Only momentarily though. So there you go. And someone said, there's no, and I agreed with him. He said, there's no such thing. I said, bold dog or something like that. Naughty dog. Buttons are very naughty. And he said, there's no, and he's very right. He said, there's no such thing as a bold dog, it's a bad leader. I'm going to keep that phrase. No such thing as a bad dog, but there's bad leaders. Now that's true. I've seen people with completely undisciplined dogs that are absolute disasters. It's the owners. Anyway, I'm babbling. Right, into the cockpit. Into the cockpit. Oh dear. Only you would buy a table she has in the shop. Yeah, it was very handy. She just looked at me and goes, I suppose I could sell it. 20 quid. Okay. Great. Happy days. You know, you gotta, when you're shopping for stuff, I'm gonna put the masters on. When you're shopping for stuff, you've got to be a cute hooer. Batteries are on now. External power is also there. You got to be a cute hooer, don't you? I've done that many times, things like that. You go to a furniture shop. Only in the country this will happen. It will not happen in the city. In the city, just turn all the lights on here. In the city, in any city, they just go, that's the price, that's it. But in the country, all over the world, you can play these kind of games, and it's a bit of fun. Anyway, I used to go to the shop, and I go, oh, that's lovely furniture, and how much is it? Blah, 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 blah. I said, I can't pay that. I can't pay that amount. That's madness. And I go, it's a pity. Anyway, look, thanks a million for showing me around, and I like all your furniture. It's a great shop. Maybe next time. And you're all very nice and polite. And then a month later, I come back, a couple of weeks later. Oh, that's nice furniture. Oh yeah, it's that price. It's a pity. I always come in here and I can't buy anything. Anyway, you get discount by chit-chatting to them. You will get discount by chit-chatting. Why isn't this one up here very bright? Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. More lights. Lots of lights, folks. Lots of lights in the air. Get that floodlight on, please. The mouse it's very sensitive with the mouse wheel. That's on. Up the top here, more lights. Overhead, thank you. We want the dome lights on. Great, I think that's pretty much all the lights. Let's align the nav. So I'm going to do it instantly. So you switch them on, I switch them off again, back on, and you don't have to wait for them to align. There we go. I'll do the first officers because thank God my machine is still operating well. Get that up there, and you up here as well, and the footlight there. Boom, there we go. Get a bit of atmosphere going. He's still aligning here. Have I done something wrong? There we go. Okay, now flight plan. Let's go to our little friend here, the iPad. Yeah, Big Al says, wait until the boss comes back and say where the hell is the furniture gone. Well, actually, I knew from going down there previously that she was the boss. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Big Al. You got to get to the boss. You got to get the person who makes the decisions. Do you know? But you're right. Sure, with the proper receipt and all that kind of stuff, which was very nice. And we had a bit of a giggle and a laugh, and we're all happy. Top team support from Simbrief. Good, there we go. Let's get the weather. Departing QNH is 1024. I'd just like to put in that. Very important, QNH. 1024. No, hang on. 1014, 1024. 1024. High pressure. 1024 once. 1024 twice. 1024 thrice. There we go. QNH is in the set. And that is pretty much everything for now. Let's go to the checklist. Let's follow the checklist methodically. I know there's more stuff in it, as I keep saying, but look, it's only one person. Okay, let's check my controls. Park brake is set. Yes, it is. The rudder tip is set. Yeah, that's fine. All my controls are working. There's the flap lever there, and the speed brakes are working there. Engines are off. Starters are normal. Speed brakes are to the off position, and gear is down. And happy days. Wipers are off. Now I should have checked that, I think, before I put in the masters. Do you know? But I did. So the wipers are off. Engine masters are normal, mode selectors normal, thrust masters are set to idle. Flaps are retracted, anti-skid is here, and it's on. Landing gears checked out, I've done that, and fuel quantity check, we've loaded the aircraft there with fuel. You can come in here and check it. Fuel, yeah, look at lots of fuel there. So tell me the extras now. This is a bit more. It'll tell you all the extra fuel you have on and all that kind of stuff. Okay, great. Battery master 1 and 2 is already on. External power is already on. Strobe lights onto auto. Strobe lights onto auto. ADRS is aligned. APU engine fire test. So you can test the APU engine fire test. Happy days. And the engines if you want. There we go. Instruments display brightness is already set. Safety belt signs on. No smoking sign, yeah, no smoking. Emergency exit signs are. That's that big one there. Annunciator lights, you can test the annunciator lights up here if you want to. It's a little bit tricky to get to because of the dome lights. You can test those. Put the dome on light. And MCDU setup. Okay, let's go to the MCDU. Okay, so init first. Load our flight plan. Takes a bit, you know. Lieutenant Barn, hello, howdy. Howdy to you, Lieutenant Barn. We haven't seen you for a while, or maybe just haven't commented. That's all I'm really thinking about. 99 of the cruise. We'll change that as we go. Well, actually, it's gonna be a quick flight. We'll see how we go. We can change that in the air. Cruise level and temperature. The cruise level is gonna be. Do you know what? It's bugging me now. It's in here. It's in the flight plan somewhere, and it bothers me. And normally it's 35,000 feet is the best, but it's in here somewhere. It's gotta be up the top, though. I think I spotted it down here somewhere. Okay, I'm going to 35,000 feet. It's going to be by ATC anyway, isn't it? It's going to be the manipulated ATC. So we're going to go to 35,000 feet. 350. I think that will work. Flight level 350, yeah, minus 44 degrees, so that's about right. Get rid of those messages there. Happy days. Flight plan then, let's go to flight plan. We're going to have a discontinuity because we don't have an approach. So let's have a look at the flight plan and see what approach, or departure, excuse me, departure we're accepting. So the departure is going to be, here we go, routing. I'm looking for a departure here of a Gosgay 1E. Gosgay 1E. No. Here. Departure. We're departing 05. Costco 1E. Let me just pop down here one. Yep, back up. Costco. GOSG. Yeah, I left out the G. A1. Doesn't seem to have it. It has a 1E there. Let's try. What's up the top here? Let's try this one here and see what that gives. Alright. So, look in here. That looks pretty good to me. You know? Yeah. It goes around the island. That would be good for you. Let's go with that and insert that. Great. And then our arrival. We're going to arrive into 03 left. ILS I like. Let's have a look. It says in the flight plan. Ort is IP. Here. 1P. 1P. Da, 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 da. What? What? Oh, come on. There's obviously lots of them. ORT. What? ORT 1P. There we go. ORTI 1P. It doesn't have the S in it though. It's weird. I don't know why that is. Let's see what that, just insert that there. We can see what that looks like. Let's go to plan mode here. Let's hit plan mode here and have a look at the whole flight plan as we go. Next, 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 next. There we go. Okay, just discontinuity there for some reason. Let's zoom out a little bit. Ah! Here. Let's delete that discontinuity and see what that gives. I don't know why it's going to that's an unusual one. It's going out to come back in. Sometimes there's weird bugs in this, you know. But let's get rid of that's departure messed up now. Let's get rid of Gal OZ. Let's get rid of him. Clear. OZ. And get rid of the plan discontinuity. I've got to do a bit of work here with this one. A little bit of a funny one, but it takes a right and then a left. MA4. Let's get rid of him. MA403, I think it is. Let's get rid of him. I just want to match it up, folks, you know. That's a little bit better. Yeah, it's a left turn out then. Okay, let's go with that and see what happens. Let's insert that. I may make a Hames of this now. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks kind of okay. Now, let's go and look at our arrival here. Don't like that arrival, folks, look. I don't like that arrival, but let's zoom in a bit here. Okay. That goes back up and turns around back in. Well, let's go with that and see what happens, okay? We can always go around and we learn a lesson in the go around, okay? So let's put on the APU on now. I didn't count to 3 there. Let's try that. We can wing it on the way, we change it on the way. Okay, RadNav is all good. RadNav, yeah, that takes our information on the way out. Init page 2. Init page 2. Boom. Boom. We need to load the aircraft now. Let's load the aircraft very quickly. Mass and balance, please. Load the aircraft. Instant. Takes all the peeps from the flight plan, 162 passengers. And there's our zero fuel weight and our center of gravity. So 60.7, I'm going to round it up, 60.7. 60.7. 60.7 slash and CFG it's 31.2. 31.2. You see the format's the same as it is up here, look. Boom. Great. Put in the fuel planning. Let's take it for the flight plan as well. So we've got a block. It takes a bit. 3.8. Let's confirm. Excellent. And performance. Let's get our V speeds and our flaps for takeoff and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to come out of here. We're going to go into departure performance. And we're taking off 0.5. That's correct. Dry flap config. I want to take off flaps 1. No force toga, or will we force toga? It's a short runway. Let's see how we go. Anti-ice off, packs off. Load sheet. Okay, there we go. And get the weather. QNH1024, that's fine. And let's calculate all that. It's given the length of the runway underneath. So all this used to be done in paperwork. I remember doing this in the ground school in HPLs. It's a lot of work in it when you do it completely manually. 145, 146 and 147. 5, 6 and 7. 145. 145. 146 and 147. So V1 and V2 not far apart at all, you know. 3 knots, that's the thing with these speeds, isn't it? So we're going to have flaps 1. I'm looking here. Flaps 1 and the trim, which is very important. The trim is down 0.02. I'm going to have a look now after doing this at the comments there and say hello to everyone. Flaps down 0.2. DN 0.2. Boom, and I'll put that in once we get the engine started. Flex to temp 63. 63. Boom, and that's it. That's our takeoff performance done for now. Protected wind shear, yeah, protected wind shear is on. Although it's not modelled yet. I won't put the radar on yet because that'll fry people on the ground, won't it? I'm guessing it does. Some radars can destroy you. Like, they're like death rays. Barometric reference 1024, I set that. VOR IDF, I'm happy with that. PCDU altitude, let's have a look at the transition altitude here. Madeira. Let's just pop up in here and let's see the... let's go to one of the charts here to tell me. 6,000 feet. So initially I'm going to go up to 6,000 feet. No ATC. Everything else is managed. Speed's managed. Heading's managed. IRS alignment is checked. EFIS. ARC. I'm going to put the ARC at... I'm going to put 10 miles. Flight directions both on. That's 1 and that's 2 over there. Startup procedures. APU master is on. Let's check the APU if it's on. APU. Yeah, we're all good on the APU. Let's put on the APU bleed then. Or let's follow the checklist. Crew oxygen supply. I have to discipline myself, folks. It's on. I think it's hilarious that you can actually check the oxygen masks. You know. There we go. 1. Now, is that 2 masks there? I don't know. Is there one over the other side? Do you have to hand them over? Oh, he's got some as well. Okay, great. Fuel pumps. Yeah, we need those for starting engine purposes and actual flying and not dying. So it's going to suck fuel from the wings into the engines. Air conditioning, we'll just put it on to low. I'll just put it a little bit lower there, just so I remember. Navigation lights on. Navigation guides. I'll put the tail logo on as well. Once APU is started, APU bleed. Yes, the APU is started, and we're going to put on the APU bleed, which is here. External power off now. We don't need external power. Happy days. Beacon light on. We're going to backtrack now. Beacon light on. I'm going to backtrack for 04. So without having to look at the charts, I'll just pop out here. And while we're out here, we'll see who's with us, folks. On the North European server on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Come and join us if you want. There we are. That is 05. So we're going to taxi to the end. And let's see who's with us. Is there anyone with us? Backspace? Oh, we've got a few. There's Jandro. Are you new with us? 1964. Jandro, welcome. Jandro, welcome to you. Chloe B. That Doofus is with us again. Renewable Drop, Johnny F73 and Trip 500. Welcome, folks. Welcome, folks. That's all the tags I'm seeing at the moment. That's all the tags I'm seeing at the moment. So there you go. Let's pop back into... Let's actually get the view for the next section there. There we go. We want the nose to turn to the to right as we see it. So let's get the old fellas on here. Good. Ground services. Actually, I said I'd have a look at the comments, didn't I? Okay, let's have a quick look. $350 is way too high. We'll never make it to the top of descent. Do you reckon? Yeah. You know, Flight level 190, FU Max says. Okay, FU Max is with us again. Great, FU Max. 190. Where do I find the flight level and the flight plan? Which is, I'll have to look that up. I have to spend some time, and we're going to talk about that later. About reading the flight plans and where that is, you know. There's a lot of stuff like that. So I'm going to change that to init. Where do we put our cruise in here? There we go. 190. There we go. 19,000 feet. Hello everyone. So it's actually Johnny F. Scroll to the very top of the flight plan. Represent. Was that just now? Okay. Well, scroll to the very top of the flight plan. I don't know when that was. It's a Twitch. OFP summary. Oh, here we go. Okay, you're telling me about the flight plan. Okay. You're telling us about the flight plan. OFP summary. To the top. We saw FL somewhere. Where are you? See, once I see it, I'll always remember it. Above the first dotted line. Ah, here. I would not have spotted that now without you telling me. FL steps. You know, I was looking for FL, alright, yeah, steps. 190. Okay, so... What does steps mean, though? FL steps, flight level steps? You know? There you go, okay. Thank you very much. As always, boys. FU Max, thank you very much. Now there is, I think FU2 Max told me there's actually I've spent some time in that. And I know, you just hover your mouse, it tells you exactly what it is, which is great. You do that a couple of times and you're away. So I think I may we'll talk about that in the way because I need some time to do that. Okay, so where were we? We're going to push back, folks. We want the nose to the right. So let's get the pushback going. Break the tug, please, and give the tug a little bit while. I can take off the parking brake then. There we go. We're going to put the engines onto start mode for engine number 2, takeoff number 2, and we'll get the pushback going. There we go. There we go, folks. Very nice. I can hear the engine spooling up there. There we go. Let's see if I can time this right so we get it on the yellow line. Let's go back now. Wrong way. I've done that a few times. So that arrow is the nose to the tail. Okay, got it. It's Johnny F73, patiently waiting. Let us stop. 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 Close, but no cigar. Almost. It's unlikely to get it right in the line there. Disconnect the tug. Thank you, Mr. Tug. All the cones, chocks have been removed. Engine number 1 is good. Let's put on. Sorry, number 2 is good. Engine number 1 now. Park the brake back on. Comes number 2. Let's have a look outside. I got real world weather. We're going to check that now and double check it for you. Let's have a look at the menu. Harman double checking. Real time live weather, folks. In this part of the world it's going to be quite nice, you know. Okay, so that engine is kicking off. That looks good. It's going to come up. I see it says available here. It might come off again. That looks good. I hear a clunk there. So now we can get rid of the APU. APU bleed at least. And APU off. Good. Autopilot set. And takeoff trim, folks. Takeoff trim. Do you know? Takeoff trim. Yeah. Takeoff trim should be... down. What was it? Where is it gone? Was it performance? Yes, it was down 0.02. So down 0.2. Looks about there. There we go. Happy days. Very nice. I don't know if the summary shows you exactly what you're at. I see the you know, the 0 and the 1. Oh, hang on. Down. That's up. That was unwise. Down 0.02. There we go. That'll do. Good. Very important. Can you imagine, okay, if you're trimmed fully forward and you took off, you go to apply back pressure, you know, and nothing happens. That's because you're out of trim. Now, on the little light aircraft, they're designed so you can overpower the trim. I don't know about these, you know. That would be a big thing with me, I think. Let's see what you're saying about that there. Scroll down here. Yeah, I see that too. Okay. Okay, your taxi message set. Okay, let's taxi. Park the bike off. Let's get some lights going here for taxi lights. Usually doing this when you're taxiing. Well, actually, no. This is at the threshold of the runway. So let's go forward. Adding a little bit of power. Braking brackets off. Adding a little bit of power so we can start taxiing forward to the runway. Happy days. I put in something new at the top here, the bar. Where can you see it? Up here. Time to go. Just hopefully that'll work now. That'd be nice to have that working. Purely because you want to see, you know, how long the flight's going to take from where we are. Let's see how that works out. Well, I'm going to have to backtrack as well. So I'm going to backtrack. Let's just say we're clear to enter the runway, backtrack and hold. Backtrack and wait, should I say. Backtrack and wait. I love the way it lifts the aircraft up and we go over that hump there. That's really cool. Going up a hill a little bit, so I'm adding a little bit of power. So we're clear to enter the runway. We're clear. There we go. There's someone taking off there. Oh, holding. That's Chloe. Decided to take off. Thank you, Chloe. We'll see you on the other side. I know I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. Oh, that's Big Al's flying. I'm sitting at the start of 05 waiting for you. Great, so you decided to take off. Well done. Nice one, Big Al. Before that, he says that's why pilots always have continuous oxygen and passengers only have a short amount of oxygen. Yeah, passengers only have about 20 minutes of oxygen, and I'll tell you why. You know those masks that drop down? 20 minutes or half an hour, I can't remember which. Probably half an hour, actually. Or is it 20 minutes? The first answer is always correct, actually. Anyway, because if the cabin decompressurizes, you're going to go down below to 10,000 feet. It's an emergency descent to 10,000 feet, isn't it? That's all that nonsense, you know. How many minutes is it? It was a half an hour, 20 minutes, I can't recall. I think it was a half an hour. Oh, here comes someone in for an approach. Plenty of room to turn around. I'm going to put the flaps down to 1 here while I'm Thinking of it? Yeah, let's spin her around. Spin her around here. Well, I'm using power on the right engine just to help us turn. Oh no. I'm going to move forward a bit for you there, Johnny F73, so you can come in behind me, okay? Oh, got the nice Fenix livery there. I'll move forward a bit for you, and there's someone else behind you. There's a renewable drop. Renewable drop. You can go ahead there behind me. I go ahead, okay? Come on, engines. Let's go. I think that'll do. There we go. Okay, checks. I'm going to go through it here very quickly and then do the checklist. Actually, no, I think you're supposed to do the checklist entirely. Transponder is on. Probe window heat. I'll put this on here as well. There. Probe window heat is auto. Yes, it is. Spoilers to arm. Spoilers armed. Flaps are set. I have them already set to 1, as you can see here. Anti-ice required. Needed auto brake is set. This is for the rejected takeoff. We'll be needing auto brake. I'm going to use my actual switch here. Auto brake is to max. Nose light to taxi. Oh, we've taxied. It's now going to be takeoff, no? Runway turn off lights. I missed steps here. Parker brake set. Weather radar on. Yeah, we're not going to fry anybody now, are we? Weather radar is here, but it's not working. It's in system 1. Runway takeoff config. Landing lights. As well. TCAS, we've already done that. Transponder's already on. Auto brake takeoff config. Takeoff config. Boom. What's not on the checklist is the constraints. I would like constraints, please, if there's any. Great. Okay. All you have to do is hit the chrono and go. So everybody, let's rock and roll. Let's get this takeoff going here. Let's hit the chrono. Boom. And 40% of the power. Brakes are off. That's stable and very gently forward to flex. Flex is set. Airspeed's alive. Oh, the rudders I was looking up there, they're a little bit out on this model. They'll update it, they'll always make it better, you know. A little bit forward and stick there. Or maybe I should have relaxed it by now. 120 knots now. There's that traffic ice talking about 140 knots coming up. Go on. V1 and rotate. 15 degrees, please. Always goes to the right of the runway for some reason. 15 degrees. We're up. Positive rate, gear up. They're coming up. Let's see if the autopilot can handle the rest of this. Let's put the autopilot on. Feed off the ground onto the ground, and it starts its turn straight away. May not really be able to make that turn, you know. Oh good, we're gonna, it's come out. Great, very clever, very good. Put it 60 knots now, leaving the flaps at 10 for the moment. Let's have a look at the takeoff here. Here we go. Very nice. Time to go 1 hour 41. Actually, it's interesting. Let's see how that changes now when we climb and we accelerate. So we haven't really accelerated. I wonder if it's taking the time as we're going now, you know. Let's take the lever back to climb mode. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. A little bit bumpy. And there's no constraints there. There's the TCAS there. Someone 2,400 feet below us and descending. I'll take the flaps up now. Takeoff checklist. Gears up, flaps are retracted, spoilers disarm. Thrust is set to climb, autopilot is on, nose light off. When we turn off, lights off. Barometric reference. Okay, let's say we're cleared up to 19,000 feet. Boom. We're cleared up to a flight level now, so we can go to standard. Once. Twice. Damn you. Twice. There we go. That's all good. I don't know what that is. That is the... It's a little bit too choppy there. That is... If I can fix that... Turbulence. That is FS realistic. You know, I got it up to 94%, so I gotta relax that. Well, that's the sound. Okay, I like that. Movement, range. There we go. That will help it out a little bit. There we go. So we're all good. We're past the 6,000 feet now. Anti-ice is required. Safety belt signs off. We get to 10,000 feet. And we'll do it now. I don't know what the procedure is. I know it's usually 10,000 feet, but I've been taken off in some aircraft and it's like, what? They're putting safety belt signs already? Okay, so let's get ahead of us. Cruise, select approach. Let's just examine our approach there. Right. In the flight plan. Where are we going here? I go to plan mode. Let's have a look at that approach one more time. It comes up around, back onto it. Well, I gotta trust it. Do you know? Everyone else does. It's just I expect to see, you know, a nice downwind and all that kind of stuff. You know, there's different approaches for different reasons, folks. So I'm gonna go with it. And we'll have a little adventure if it doesn't work. You know? There we go. Let's see how many miles we have to go. 310 nautical miles to go. Too steep path. What is this? This is something new now. Too steep path. What's that? That could be from what I had earlier on. You know? What is that? Clear. I'm assuming that this is saying on your descent your path is too steep. Let's have a look. Pitch trim. Thank you, FU2X, saying don't forget the pitch trim. How are you getting your cockpit to gently bump up and down like that? It looks brilliant. Yeah, Jason, S84, welcome by the way, Jason. Yeah, just as I showed you there, it's the best add-on for your flight sim. That's the first one I would buy, is FS Realistic. And it's in turbulence mode, and you can see here, you can change the range and the smoothness, if it's smooth or not. Now that's bumpy, do you know? So I turned that down because I could switch the switches, do you know? So you can there's all sorts of settings in here for realistic stuff, you know. So FS Realistic, I think you may have gotten that. So there you go. That's the one. And welcome, Jason. Welcome to join us. Johnny F saying all his passengers won't be happy. Excess cabin pressure for some reason. Not sure how to fix that. Oh dear, says if you do Max. On YouTube, I just got. Let's have a look outside here briefly and just have a look at the YouTube chats. Lots of you there chatting away. There's the island in the distance. And don't forget we're in real world weather. Let's have a look at the YouTube chat. Let's just get first before we go to that. Let's just clear up the cams there. There we go. So we got some eye candy. Let's go have a look at YouTube now. So on YouTube, I missed a few there, folks. Mark on YouTube saying the NVIDIA driver has released a couple of days back, loaded on Dublin scenery, has a small update too, I notice, in case anyone has it. See you on the tarmac. Yes, there's crashes coming into Dublin, and it crashes the sim. And I don't know if it's... I looked it up, and I don't know if I don't think it's the scenery you bought, because there's Orbex is someone else you can buy it from. Because they're all saying it crashed, so I don't know. You'll have to see, because it crashed on me, you know. Yeah, we don't want you passing out during the flight, like I'll say. Took off early again, Gripper Sims, but far. Did I take off early? Did I rotate too early there? Okay, I'll have a look at the replay. Big L's, I'm sitting at the start of... Oh yeah, that was earlier on, okay. Good choice of airport, Gripper. It was cool and a famous one. Yes, it's a great one in car. Glebe, G-A-B-E, Gabe. Grip, I noticed to catch a live stream. Work has me tied up, but hopefully you'll be able to see lots more of this. Work has you tied up. I think that's illegal. You want to get them to stop doing that to you? Yeah. You want to stop them doing that to you? No, I get you. I get you. I couldn't help it. I can't help it. If work has you tied up, you know. But welcome, Gabe. Yeah, hopefully you'll see more of me, because I'm going to chat about that now a bit. Welcome to Gabe, everybody. Let's hop in here. See where we are before God knows what's going on. Yeah, so my plan is actually, I think this would make sense to you. Temporarily, I know I have you see, when I stick to something, I want to stick to it, and that's it. Okay? But sometimes if you stick to something and you go, that's it, you could be shooting yourself in the foot. Alright? So, I'm finding I'm learning a lot. Okay? I am learning a lot. But it's slowing down because I don't have time in between the streams, because I'm doing other stuff as well. So what I'm thinking of is temporarily leaving the 11 o'clock in the morning stream out, you know, so I can spend the morning studying more stuff. But maybe it's okay to go slowly, you know. I think maybe it's okay to go slower. So I'm kind of in two minds about it. But I think I'll keep it going for another week or two, you know, because I am learning stuff. And what I'm looking at now is our approach. I want to have a look at our star into our airport, right? I want to do a hold. If I learn one thing a day, that should be enough. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, because I want to do the 737 as well, you know, and that kind of stuff. So let's have a look at our approach. Star orped. Arrival. Gran Canaria, yeah. I'm hoping it's going to appear here. So there's a hold here. Etna. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm thinking here. Let's have a look at the waypoint. There's not a lot of waypoints on the way in, is there? There is if I look in here. Let's go to plan mode here. I just want to do a hold. I haven't done one before. Let's say, you know, in the past I've been too high early on in my adventures here with the Airbus, learning the Airbus. And I could have done a hold, couldn't I? ATC would say, well, hold and descend on the hold. You know. And I was just flying around. Manually, which is foolish. Let's have a look at the flight plan here. Zoom in a bit. GDV. So hit that. That's GDV. Hold, see? Now, do a computed one. Yeah, bank course is 155 and turn right. Easy. You know? So I think I'm going to activate that hold. Right. When I get there, I'm going to do a hold. Okay, we're at our altitude now, great. We're in the cruise now, so that's what I'm going to do. Now I think to get rid of that, just go back to flight plan. No, temporary erase the temporary thing. Right, okay. So that's what we're going to do, folks. I love the glare. You know, the way you can see outside better than you can inside. Now if I look inside now, it just becomes clear on my monitor anyway. So, you know, if I go down here, let's look at the compass here. Where is the actual... Oh, there is none. There's no old school compass in the Airbus, no? Is there no old school Airbus? No compass like the 737, no? Okay. There is, but I can't see it. Glebe says, to save any confusion, I'm involved in the tourism industry, which has been busy, but will stop in the next few weeks. Not being held against my will. Ha ha ha. Yeah, a tough industry to be in, because the first thing that goes when the shit hits the fan is the tourism industry, just like the airlines. We'll open up a pawn shop at this point. Things are not good. Compass pops down. Oh, compass pops down. No. Really? You pop it back up again? I mean, did I see a compass here? Press middle top. Wow. That is so cool. I did not know that. There you go, Perpetual Omega. You're teaching me stuff. How cool is that? I did not know that. I'd say a lot of people don't know that. There you go. That's very cool. So that's a backup compass. Because I'm wondering what happens. Get the camera back here. What happens when all these screens go blank? You know? This can go blank. Oh, we'll go blank. What happens there? You know, if all the screens go blank, all you need is a watch and a compass. If you know your position. You know, what if you had no radios, you know, no EVA screens and primary flight displays and your compass? That's where I'm thinking. yeah, if everything did go off, which is unlikely, I know, but still. Also, apparently the wipers wipe rain as well. Do you know what? I haven't been in the rain for ages. They won't go on when you're in the air, which is clever. You know, because you don't need them in the air at all. Because I'm flying the slower pistons. You don't need wipers. It's only when you're taxiing, really. And even at that, it's okay. And the minute you barrel down the runway, it just washes it all away. It doesn't disturb you at all. So that makes sense. So I would imagine that is just saying, look, you're going too fast. The wipers will come off. They'd be, you know, they'd be ripped off, wouldn't they? Well, they wouldn't work. And you'd scratch the screen, wouldn't you? You know? Let's go back to arc mode here. Let's do some calculations, shall we? For fun, shits and giggles. Let us start getting ready for our approach. I have had a chatting too much, and then I go, oh my god, I've got to do all this stuff. And a sterile cockpit at least 20 miles out, I'm thinking. You know, you can also click on the sun visors, a Future Max says. But I tried that. There is none. Oh, they're up here, look! Oh, cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. There we go. Can I move it over to the other side? Can I move it over here, for example? Or is there one up here? I want it... Oh. Oh, that's very... Can I do one here? Can I do this one? No? Well, let me do this one. What's this? Yeah, there's that stuff here. I want that to block my left side. That's pretty cool. It's that one here, no? Very nice. Very nice. Right, where was it? We're at 19,000 feet. Okay. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Then I can chat. Let's get ready for approach. Approach into Gran Canaria, we said was 03 left. One 26109.9. Okay. There's a hole there. That's very. That's good. We want to come up at 5,000 feet because there are mountains. 6,000 feet, the highest point there on the chart. 5,000, and then we're going to descend down to 3,800. We're going to join the ILS eventually at 3,000 feet. So the constraints, I'm presuming, will help us with that. So 3,000 feet, I'm going to push on the. ATC isn't helping us out. 3,000 feet. There we go. Calculation here. What 180 nautical miles out. You don't know about that. .64 roughly. So I'm going to guess that at 64 nautical miles out, it's a little gain, that we'll have our descent thereabouts. So that's it. what I did there is I took roughly 19, which were at 19,000 feet. So I take 19, multiply that by 3, subtract 3 from the ILS, and add 10. Somewhere around there. Anyway, let's get ready for approach. Let's go for performance, cruise. Sorry, next phase. Approach, QNH in our runway is, go to my flight. QNH in our arrival. 1019. I'm going to put that in the standby here. 1019. I don't know if they do this in the real world or not, but let's find out. 1019. 1019 here as well. 1019. Temperature. Too steep path ahead. I don't know what that means, folks. And it said that before. That's the problem with my arrival. Let's just finish off what we're doing here first. We've got plenty of time. Winds are 01025. Really? 01025 knots? 010/25 knots. Boom. Transition level is 6,000 feet. Approach. I'm going to put the radio in as 200. I don't have time. I want to look into that. This is too steep glide ahead. So, okay. Flight plan. Tell us. That's because I stuffed it up. CL03, yeah, I cut some stuff off. CL03. Let us review our approach, shall we? Clear that. Oh, I think I know how to clear that. I'm guessing here. Nope. Clear that, maybe? No. How do I change our approach without having to change it to something and then back again, I wonder. Let's have a look at the chat and see. Does Gripper know about the trade job? I do. I discovered that one day. I do, yeah. Petrol Amiga, thank you. He's saying this: the too steep path means that your flight plan demands a difference of altitude that the plane cannot perform in the distance between 2 points. Absolutely right. But how do I delete? Maybe if I select something else here. Boom. Right. Something nonsense. And now I'm going to go back in. Right. Let's go choose something else. Alright, what banana? I want 03 left. Do it for me. How am I going to fix this? Yeah, I could select a slower speed. But what if I'm what I'm thinking as well is, what if I'm what if... Oh no, I want to star. Go back. Go back. Destination. Arrival. 03 left. ILS. Star. Okay, here we are. So let's look here. Star. So these are all just codes to me, you know? They're just codes. coming in from the... We're coming in from... Let me just logically check through this here. We're logically coming in towards the north. Yeah, we're coming back in towards the north, no? Yeah, we're going in towards the north, so I'm guessing here. That looks good. Ram G1. It's not there, but let's try this one. See what that gives us. Now it's saying select heading track first. Yeah, so this is a thing, you know, that might give you a different approach or something, and we need to get an approach in here fast. I don't know what that heading select track first means. Heading track first. I want to delete the arrival, you know? Ah! Almost forgot. Let's do a hold, shall we? We'll descend in the hold. Yeah? Let's have a look here at the plan mode, and let's see where we do a hold. GDV. GDV. Let's do a hold. Compute. Insert. That's the exit the hold. So now we've got a hold in there. So I'll manually descend to the hold. No? Got a bit to go. So I'm going to enter the hold and we'll descend to the hold. Because I wanted to do a hold today. I mean, even though I could descend earlier, can't I, you know? So let's descend down initially to the transition altitude. 6,000 feet. Okay, we're going to say 6,000 feet. Let's have a look back to the chat. Okay, here we go. We're getting some help from Icebird here. It needs go on manual heading. Since you cannot change something you're on, after you are on manual heading, you can change it, then switch back. Simple. God bless. You need it. Oh, that's very sarcastic. A bit sarcastic. Oh, because I don't know everything about the Airbus, like you do. I'll need it. Okay, so We do the hold anyway. And let's do that. So you got to go to heading mode. Let's get that error message again here so I can remember it. Hi Tech, how are you? All good? Are we running out of time here, folks? It's not giving the error message anymore. Great. Okay, that's where the error is. Select heading track first. Okay. Okay, I have the heading. No. I'll have to change over to another nonsense one and then go back. That's what I want. I think I was alright initially. I shouldn't have gone playing with it. There's no harm messing things up to fix it. Ortis. Ortis 1P. Okay. Insert. Okay, great. Enter destination data. I've already done that, haven't I? No, it's taken out the temperature. 25. I didn't put it in the first place. Right, let's check that. Let's go back to manage mode. No nav intercept. Oh, I'm having a hard day today, folks. I'm having a hard day today. I'm having a hard time today. 03. What does no nav intercept mean? Oh, I'm off heading maybe. Oh, it took me off my bloody heading. Blast you. Okay. And then let's go direct. That Get me on heading again. I'm just guessing that we're too far off. I'm going to go direct to GVD. It's still too steep a glide path ahead. Still an issue. Why would that be? Who knows? Both of them there. Okay. Let's see how that goes, will we? Those air seems to have gone. Maybe they'll come back, I don't know. 110 nautical miles out now. Just a bit of troubleshooting. Let's see what you're saying there on the old screen here. No centers up to now. First, point your airplane to the nav track. Great. I was right with that guess then, Iceberg, wasn't I? Manual heading. Go to the course. With me, switch back. The intercept means help the plane to find it. Okay, great. So I was kind of correct in my movements there, wasn't I? So there's some intelligence there, isn't there, Iceberg? And it would be good if you had an audio signal to know when to look at the chat, because you are reading it very late. Well, I gotta manage the airplane as well, because if I had an audio beat for the chat, I got two chats here, one from YouTube and one for YouTube and Twitch, and if I had a beep there, I couldn't do anything, what could I do? So we're all good then. See how this goes. I think I got rid of my hold there because I went direct. That makes sense. I might do the hold this afternoon. So what have we learned there? Iceberg says, and it would be, yeah, okay, so that, so my question, how many chats had the IRL pilots to manage besides flying the airplane? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Lots of chats here from YouTube here. Let's scroll back up a little bit. Let's get some eye candy in. We have a couple of miles to go before we start our descent. Descent looks very late, you know that? Maybe not. I'll just go with it and we'll troubleshoot it as we go. Back to YouTube there. High Tech is with us. Have you been playing this game for a long time? Not really. The streaming now is to learn to fly the Airbus. I know like 1%. Really, I can get from A to B. But when the shit hits the fan, like if I'm an ATC now, they say the runway's changed. How do I change that? How do I change the approach? What if there's an engine fire? All these other error messages. It's all about the flight management computer here. So I've been doing it for three weeks now, really. So 3 weeks streaming at the Airbus. So the whole intention is to learn how to fly the Airbus, and also people are helping me online. So But I have been playing the game for a long time. Yes, I have Flight Simulator 2020. I have been flying the Flight Simulator for a long time. You know. Mr. E, greetings. I can hear the passengers in the background. Great. Yeah, that's what you call it? FS Realistic. It's an add-on there. They're very good, actually. FS Realistic. Mystery, can you pass it? Boston Dev says, let's have producer buttons create a challenge for you. A few challenges for you. Yes, producer buttons did cause some challenges yesterday, if you remember. Yeah. Sleep now. She knows to be good. Anyone intending on getting hold of the 4090 or 4080? I'm not at the moment. I have a 3080, which is more than enough, I think. You know. Later on down the line, I will certainly. But has anyone else? Yeah, Hencar says, "Oh, producer buttons, go and check those USBs, will you?" Yep. I don't think she can get in there now. But she does hop up on me during final, you know. That'll happen. Great Lord Doofus is on as well. Greetings, Boston Elf as well. As I said, Incar says, from what I read, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is CPU limited. Right. So why are you stressing yourself with 2 chats at flying the plane, says Icebird? I have a problem too much with the workload. I might reduce it. Well, no, because I think I'm learning as well, which is kind of slowing things down a bit. But I like having the chats on. It doesn't stress me out at all. Because, look, if you're flying one of these airplanes, sometimes you've got some guy talking to you next to you. You got the ATC talking to you. You might have the cabin crew talking to you, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So you wanna, you know, handle a lot of stuff at the same time. So I kind of enjoy it. So it doesn't stress me out. It might stress you out, Iceberg, because I'm not doing things the right way. But I'm learning. And I'll continue to be learning the Airbus for quite some time. And you're very helpful. Actually, I have to say, Iceberg, thank you so much for all your help. So, I know I'm late with the chat sometimes, but, you know, I'm trying to figure something out, you know. I'm looking here and not over here. Producer Button, did you help with the chat? No. She just opened her eyes. Right, so, what did I say, 60 odd miles? 76 nautical miles out now. Let's see how this goes. It hasn't come up with too steep approach path yet, again. So, we'll see how this works out. Let's see how it works out. There is, let's get the old rows here. 20 miles, we're going to start descending. 20 miles. Let's have a quick look outside before we start descending. Get rid of my face just temporarily. I'll have a quick look outside to see who's following us, folks. Who's with us? Tagging up. There's that doofus off in the background. That doofus is flying along with us. We've also got Vegas Star. Those are just world traffic there. There's our destination, folks. We've also got Renewable Drop. I don't know if the other two in the background are with us. They might be new. We've also got Big Al's flying and Trip 500. And that's it for now. So there is our destination, folks. That big island there. Lovely view. Let's get ready for our descent. Bad nav. 0919. Let's just double check that. Approach. 109.9, 109.9, and approach course 25, approach course 26. It's always 1 degree out. Good. In miles now before descent. Cruise checks. Check weather, we've done that. Select approach, we've done that. MCD, reference page, QNH, temperature, winds, transition, altitude, minimums, and landing config is all done. And then we got descent checklist to go. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. Which I've set there in the well, actually I don't want to set 6,000. I want to set I'm going to set 3,000 feet. So I said we'd start descending around 64 nautical miles, so it's a little bit out there by a few miles. But I wasn't too far out. Here we go. Kick off my descent, certainly. Going slow enough to intercept that. Is that how it's really done on the real thing? Down we go. You know? Not much to go down. We're only at 19,000 feet, which is... Let's see how this works out. Catching up at our see here, that's our profile, and we're on profile now. We're in speed, we're on speed and on profile. Set checklist. FCU altitude plus and shut, safety belt sign put on. Anti-ice as required, I think, are off. Barometric reference set. We'll get to that in 10,000 feet. We'll put the landing lights on. So, landing lights. And our transition altitude, and then the approach. So it looks like I'm going to come up here and then back in. Let's practice that hold here. So they did a hold at gov, and go to hold, and I would compute it. There's the hold. Will we do a hold? Let's do a hold. I'm going to do a hold. I need to practice it. I've never done it before, so I'm going to do a hold. So let's insert the hold. See how this goes. I'm going to enter the hold first. Now with that, I've complicated things. So we're going to hold at 10,000 feet, or 9,000 feet. I'm going to level off at 9,000 feet and then start descending down to 3 around the hold. That's an easy direct approach to the hold. Let me see if I can remember this from back in the day. If we're coming this way, it'd be a parallel. Whoop, whoop, we go in like that. Coming from this way. Coming from this way, we do a teardrop out here and back up like that. And this is direct. There's 3 types of joins to the hold, believe it or not. Ah, okay, Jason. You're saying that you don't think this, you are late with the chat. Jason reckons that it's just a bit of a delay for the example your screen says 11:26. Yet here it is 11:30. Yeah, there's a little bit of delay with YouTube now, in all fairness, or one or the other. I'm not too sure. So we're coming off our profile a bit. I just want to see how I manage this. Should I say how the aircraft manages it? As I've never done a hold before, folks. And this is actually the first time I've ever implemented a hold in the Airbus. So if this goes in any way well, there we go. I'm expected to turn there. We're going to keep descending. We are now at 12,000 feet. We'll descend a little bit more. We're going to 5. Just for shits and giggles. And then the hold, it's 1 minute when you go over the beacon or the area. 1 minute. You get your timer out manually when you do it. And then when you're beam the point, 1 minute out, 1 minute back in, and 1 minute back over. We did this manually several times. I've shown you on the YouTube channel actually a few times. I've done a hold, I think, have I? And a procedure and all that kind of stuff way back in the videos. Johnny F says, don't forget to exit the hold, otherwise you'll be forever going in circles. Yes. So I'm guessing I just pressed that button, Johnny F, isn't it? Let's activate the 5,000 feet. Let's go to standard bar. Oh no, we're not standard bar yet. 6,000 feet is the transition. Why aren't I descending though? Do I have to program it into the hold? No. Maybe it's a stay on profile. Maybe that's what it's doing. Which would be clever, that would make sense. So I'm going to come around the downwind now, and when I'm coming back in, I'm going to deactivate the hold. Let's see how that works. Very nice scenery. Still can't get over it. I'm going to declutter now. So we're going to start getting busy. Boston F is saying, we're talking about graphics cards there in DLS3, the 4000 series and all that kind of stuff. I would be happy with 60 frames per second at Ultra. You'll get that easy enough. I think you'll get that. Will you? Just barely. I tried actually testing it a while back myself with the 3080 Ti, and I don't think I got 60 frames a second. I'm not far off it. When you think about it, and I don't know, I keep saying this, well, I'm happy with 30 because it's smooth as ice at 30. And you know, when you're watching a movie, what's it, 24 point something frames per second, 25 frames a second, let's say. I don't complain. Now maybe it's changed with the modern stuff, but that's what they do for years. So I think I'd be happy to. I've sacrificed frames per second for the graphics, you know, but it looks perfectly smooth. You know, I can see absolute smoothness here. There is someone in the Spitfire there beside me. Very nicely done. Oh, the sound. We have someone following us, folks. And that would be... Of course, it's not going to show me the tag now. Brilliant. I'd say that's DCS ducks. It could only be DCS ducks, couldn't it? Okay, let's get ready to exit the hold. Jason says, indeed, films are still at 24 frames a second. Cool. Perpetual Amiga says 30 frames is fine. Yeah, I'll up the graphics if I get 30 frames a second. Happy days. Let's exit the hold here. Please let this work without any problems. Let's see what it says on the screen here. So I'm going to exit the hold. Right, exit. Boom. Great, and I can resume it then if I wanted to. Okay, great. Okay, let's exit the hold. And are we going to start descending now or what? I'm going to go down now to my 3,000 feet. Oh, it's a restriction. What am I saying? We're on a restriction, folks. It's got to be a restriction. So cool. Can't see any restriction there. Can I zoom in more? No. See, once you've done it, it just seems so clear. No, it's me, Gripper. It's in-car in the Spitfire. In-car, nice one. In-car, nice one. Where are you again? I can hear you. That fantastic sound. I've been intercepted by the RAF, folks. Very nice. Let's have a look at our airplane here. Okay, we are all good. Let's have a look at our checklist. Descent, seatbelt signs, done. Q and H now, coming down to 6,000 feet. Remember that to go to standard, please God. I'm going to activate the approach phase, maybe? No, I'll wait till a bit further in, I think. Standard approach, ND range reduced, constraints display, confirm ILS frequency, which I've done. Intercept heading, approach mode will be on. So next I want to landing lights on. And then I'll switch them off after takeoff. Landing lights on. So next it is transition altitude 6,000 feet. Now we're descending on profile again. So it looks like we're going to come out here and coming around the airfield, which is just down here somewhere. There it is. Nice one in car. There's the airport down there. A little bit of turbulence. FU2 Max is very gusty at destination airport for me, was it? Let's check the weather again. Just refreshing the approach. 01025 knots. So it's coming from the north. So I guess it would be, we're kind of heading south now. Into the north. Yeah, you might get a few, you know, off those hills. There's the airfield down there, folks. Feet, 7,800 feet to go. Let's get my cameras up here way ahead of time. Now I guarantee you, folks, I guarantee you, who wants to bet that the juicer buttons will start jumping up when I'm on the ILS and I go manual? Yep, she knows what to do. She knows. You're on profile, 7,000 feet. And the recorder, Clappy D. Nice one. And we're recording. Let's activate the approach phase. put a little bit of drag down. LS. Frequency and identifier is correct. What I was thinking is going to take a left here. UNH. 1019. It drags off. Okay, so it goes straight down and then it takes a left. Okay. There's the ILS. I want to get underneath the ILS. So we're going to now turn out to the left. Come back in for here. So we're 12 miles out. I see what you're saying there. That looks a little bit tight, doesn't it? But we're getting below the glide slope. Check the QNH. Approach QNH 1019, 1019, 1019. Set once, twice, and twice. Left turn now. No warnings. Next step is to activate approach phase. 10 miles flaps 1, flaps 2, then gear down, then flaps 3 and 4. Full flaps. I tell you, if I was doing this manual, there'd be no chatting in the chat at all. FU2 Max, sorry, ICE has issue with controller 2 for a sec. Oh, sorry, you're chatting amongst each other. Now we're coming into the headwind, which we want. Going down to 3,000 feet now. I'm preempting that it's going to want to go above the glide slope, which is a concern. Maybe that's what it was saying there earlier on. But look, we can fix that. I'd rather if it turned a little bit more to the left. You know. But let's go with it and see what happens. Look at all those wind turbines. 11 miles out now. Looking good. Miles almost. 10 miles. I'm going to put down flaps 1. I'll put it down now before we turn. Flaps 1. Now it's turning, and I'm going to hit the approach button over here. The magic button, folks. Approach mode activated. We're in half scale. Flaps 1. There we go. What an amazing approach. What a really cool approach. Is it really that many windmills there? Many turbines? No? I wonder. Flaps 2 coming out now. Flaps 2. We're 1 hour and 6 minutes into the flight. Gear down. Oh, it's just sensitive enough down. Nice there. There we go. Gears coming down. Flaps 3. On the spoilers, on the speed brakes. Speed brakes armed. Roller brakes, should I say. 140 knots now. 5 miles to go. Now, gears down, no lights, and full flaps now. Everything's fine. We've got a stonking, well, yeah, we got a 20 knot headwind, folks. Pretty much down the runway. It's going to be gusty though. You can see the aircraft kind of floating right and left. Let's have a look. Is it Cat 3 is the question. Negative. Feet on the pedals. Autopilot off. I have control. Less is more. Less is more. 800 feet a minute.
100 above.
Above. It's fine. I always come in too high.
Minimum.
Continue. Taking the throttle back now. Disconnecting the auto throttle.
Light
That's
slow.
always a problem for me. Visual.
Light slow.
I don't care. I'm visual. Let's make this a buttery one, please.
Recon.
Well, bad landings happen.
Wasn't a bad landing. Reverse thrust. We're at 80 knots already. That was an okay landing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Go, come to a stop. Why does it always come to a stop? Why does it always do that to me? It always holds. Flaps up. I was watching a real Airbus pilot there flying this simulator the other day, last night actually, and he said, "Yeah, you know, it stopped. Why is it stopping in the runway? It's like the brakes are on. It's like auto brakes. I'm just bringing you to a stop, which might make sense. Maybe it is the auto brakes. So that wasn't a firm landing. You've flown Ryanair, you know what it's all about. What's the point of floating all the way down the runway? We'll see now the replay. We're going to go through the gate. We're going to come off here, clean up the aircraft. Flaps are up. We're going to clean up the aircraft. And see where we are. Let's go to a halt here. Lots of traffic in there. And let's gently brake. Very gently. Good, we'll just come to a halt here. I'll just clean up the aircraft, park the brake on. So we want to switch off. Let's not blind everybody. On. and on to taxi. It's off and that's taxi. Strobe is going to come off anyway. Now let's make sure our auto brakes are off. I've done that. I've just found the speed brakes, the flaps are up. And let's have a quick look at the checklist. And then we're going to have a look at the comments. We'll go to the gate and then have a look at the landing. Okay, so oh yeah, the weather radars, of course. Weather radars. Weather radar off. Ignition meter off. Flaps are up. TCAS is off. Is it? I tried there. Yeah, the transponders on standby. That's off. Particular reachers off. Those lights to taxi, which I've just done. Landing lights are off. Spoilers are retracted. APU master on. APU starters. The APU on then. Master on and start. 1000, 2, 1000, 3, 1000 boop. I think I left the master on, did I? That's the APU kicking off, and let's taxi to a gate. Let's just let's see if they give us a taxi to a gate here on Microsoft Flight Simulator Radio. Let's start to ground. Let's taxi to gates, please. Taxi to gate to. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, God. All right ahead of me. Where's the pen? Where is my pen? Taxiway gate 20 via Sierra 2 Romeo 6. Oh God. Romeo 6 Echo Romeo 11 Romeo 12. I don't know what the. It's very complicated taxiways. Let's see what the baby legs give us, shall we? If they'll actually operate. There we go. Park brake off. And let's taxi forward. So we are now on Sierra 2. Great. So we're on Sierra 2 and then we're going to go to Romeo 6. Where's Romeo? Oh, Romeo 6 to the left. Great, there, I see it there. So Romeo 6 to the left. And then Echo. It's not a very tight turn, is it? Not a very tight turn. And then Echo. Romeo 6, keep going straight. So see if we can follow this here. Navograph is also very handy for the taxi shots. We can get them anywhere for free. Romeo 6 Echoes to the right. So at the next right turn, I think. And I am correct. Yeah. Echo to Romeo 11. Oh, I don't know where. I wouldn't know where to go now. I wouldn't know if to go straight on or right or what. You know. So that's interesting. Romeo 11 and Romeo 12. Gate 20. Back on. May not have the gates displayed here, you know. So really, I really had to use the markers there. It looks like someone else got the same taxiway instructions. No man with the sticks. No man with the sticks. Disappointed. Disappointed. Sorry, old chap there. I'm afraid I'm going to have to run you over. Life is tough. There we go. Lights are on. I'm not going to shut anything off because we're going to have a look at the replay. Now, I'm going to leave the flaps down, folks. Actually, I want to put the flaps back down. I thought I took the flaps up. Look at the flaps hanging out. Are they hanging out? Flaps are up. Let's check that out there. Looks like the flaps are set to flap 1. Oh, it is set to flap 1. So my actual physical controller... Oh, what a bummer. I wonder, did I ghost it with the mouse? You know the way sometimes you go to move the camera around and it could hit the flaps? Maybe that's what I'm... But anyway, I'm going to put them down to fulls for the replay, okay? Because it doesn't... The replay doesn't show you the flaps, doesn't show you reverse thrusters, it doesn't show you a lot of stuff. So I'm going to put the flaps down just to get that up. There we are, folks. Welcome to Gran Canaria. Let's see what you're saying about my landing first before I have a look at it. So I ignored the chat there for a little. Now you can see why. Johnny F is saying, I wonder why it said the descent path was too steep, because it was all okay, yeah. You know? It is unusual, isn't it? It did make it interesting, though. It certainly did, because I had to think there out of the box as much as I could. Don't mention landing bear girls, Flying says. For God's sake, let sleeping dogs lie. I looked to the other runway rather than cut you off, Grip. That's okay, you don't need to get me. I don't mind. Well, actually, yeah. Thank you, actually, Big Girls, because then there'd be someone in front of me. Thank you. You just ran over Trip 500. I did. Trip 500. Sorry, Trip 500. Rock on one do. I'm to the left of you in the citation. Oh, I see you there. There you are. Big Oz flying in the citation. Oh. There you go. Nice one, Big Oz. Nice one. Very good. So let's have a look at that replay, shall we, folks? Let's have a look at the replay. Okay, so. Boom, boom, boom. Where's my mouse? Give me my mouse. Oh, God. There we go. Replay. There we are. Let's reset our view. Stop recording. Replay. Pause replay. Now, I think that was a smooth landing. And I'll tell you why it was smoother than the ones before. I've been having problems. I have the auto thrust on, right? And then just at the flare it adds power. And I think I'm not reducing the auto thrust quick enough. So I reduce the auto throttle so as manual throttle as well. So I can control the throttle, because what's been happening to me is it's a big balloon that adds loads of power. So I'm all manual here. Let's slow down the camera a bit. Let's get some eye candy here going back, get rid of these cameras. Here we go. It was a little too low, but I was visual and I didn't want to go high, you know, maybe I overdid it. I overdid it a little bit low, I'll grant you that. But let's see the actual landing itself. It could be better. It wasn't a terribly hard landing though, but it could be better. I was a little bit low, you know, as I'm trying new things here now with it. Let's record it now. I took the throttle off entirely because it keeps ballooning, so I didn't add enough power when I did that, or leave enough power on. So just about here I started getting low, you see. But I certainly made the touchdown markers. Let's see how... Let's see how much suspension Drop to those wheels. There we go. I love the suspension. So it wasn't the worst, but a little bit off the centre line there. It was quite bumpy and windy and stuff, but yeah, it was a little bit too low. But look, lots of people are complaining about the rudders and stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to use that as an excuse because I don't think I needed it. But yeah, there you go, folks. Could be improved. Thank you all for watching. You know, thank you for watching. I'll be back on at 5 o'clock as usual today, in the evening. That wasn't a bad landing, says Sergo Maraquin. Sergo, welcome, by the way, and thanks for coming on. Sergo, thank you very much for that vote of confidence. It was okay. I'm not, you know, a little bit low. That's fine. It was a firm landing. That's what I wanted. Oh God, I'm back. Just kidding. Car. And thank you very much, everybody, for... Let me see if there's any members or any followers there. No, not this morning. But, folks, we will see you at 5 o'clock. Or during the week at some point, or certainly on the Sunday stream, because it's Friday now and we're all going to go feck off home early. I presume that you're all going to go to the pub after work, because we all know you're sitting at work, you know, and it's very bold. Let's say goodbye to Producer Buttons. Producer Buttons, were too late. You were too late. Yeah, you were too late for the approach to distract me and to stop the stream. Yep. So folks, thank you very much, and I would see you very, very soon.